Welcome to On The Bit, your weekly preview of the weekend's racing. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Very good, Dave.
Just got back from New Zealand?
Yeah, I did, mate.
Yep, and we're coming to you from the offices of Dream Thoroughbreds tonight, a late night edition for us. And this will be our last edition for On The Bit for this calendar year. And we'll have a special edition coming to you from the Gold Coast in early January, which we'll advise you about later. Last week we tipped you into the winner of the Sandown Guineas, and we're a nostril away from the Quinella, so it was a good race. There wasn't much in it.
No, that race from Flemington repeated itself. It
Absolutely, the Carbine Club form, yep. And Snowden, the Snowden State took it out. And remind me never to tip an On The Bit special when the rail's out 7 metres of Moonee Valley, mate, yeah. Because that was a death track on Friday night.
And remind me not to tip Mr. Milton again.
Yeah, too. We learned our lessons through On The Bit. Anyway, this week the racing is at Moonee Valley, but all eyes will focus on Ascot in WA this Saturday, and the main race is the $1 million Group 1 Railway Stakes over 1,600 metres. And who do you like in the railway, Lenny?
I've had a look at the race, looking at the speed of the race with Fat Al and the other horse, West River
Kevidon?
Yeah, Kevidon, that's the one. They'll get across. I really like Wall Street's run last start at Flemington in the Emirates. Got back, travelled wide, coming to the straight, had no luck in the straight, only got out late, ran 5th. He's won 9 times over the mile. He's won 1.5 million.
Yep.
He has won at Emirates. Maroney's got him on track at the moment. He's had 2 runs in this time, and he looks spot on, 3rd up, going in. There should be enough speed for him to get home.
There'd be a lot of speed, yeah.
And I think for mine, at the $10, he's a great bet.
Yep. Best horse for mine in WA is Lucky Grey. He had a short spring prep in Melbourne. He struck a heavy track first up. It was a good run, but he never struck a heavy track like that. And that sort of took the zip away from him second up. So they stopped the spring campaign in Melbourne, sent him back to Perth to get him ready pretty much for a railway campaign again. And he won it last year, although it was on protest. He was the official winner. Sure, he gives them all weight. He comes from an outside barrier, but he'll go back from barrier 12 and get some cover. There's lots of solid pace with that West River Kevidon engaged. He will launch approaching the turn. I just think he's got it more covered, 100 out. He's just too good for mine, so he's on the bit for me. Lucky Grey. I think he's $3.80 fixed odds. I'll take plenty of that. Second Group 1 on the Ascot card, there's 2 on that card, is the Winterbottom Stakes over 1,200 metres, and featuring the unbeaten WA sprinter Barrackey. So who do you like, mate?
Well, lining up, it's a hard race in the sense that you got Barrackey and Travanator that have been dominating the WA sprinting racing, and then you got a few of the eastern sprinters coming over that have been racing pretty well at the top level. I've got to go at Barrackey. 10 out of 10. He beat a Group 3 field with ease last start.
Yep.
He races on the speed. He's drawn wide, but I think he'll get across. He's just got a heap of toe.
Yep.
And yeah, for mine, like he's won over the 1,200. He won in 1.8 at Ascot. He's pretty smart horse. I think he's Group 1 class written all over. I think Hallowell Bow, as a danger from the eastern states, her run at Flemington behind Mental and Sea Siren was pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right in it. There's so much speed in this race. The favourite Barrackey drawn the outside barrier 12. He's actually not that great out of the barriers, but he does tend to rev up and then get to the lead. But inside him on Saturday is a horse called this Travanator, which is just a flying machine. I think he actually holds the lead from Barrackey. And Word is also a horse that likes to race on the pace, and he's drawn inside Barrackey, so I think he'll annoy him a little bit as well. Cause some bother up front. The spruik is that Barrackey is actually better than Haylist. I'm not sure for mine. I think the last 100 of this race will really see the leaders out on their feet. I'm actually going for Pinwheel to win this. He'll sit 3 or 4 lengths off the speed, and with the fast pace, it'll allow him to sort of come home the last 200 and launch. He races really well fresh, and the Snowden camp have probably earmarked this as a winnable Group 1 for him. He's not really a Group 1 sprinter, he's probably a Group 2 sprinter at best, but this is a winnable Group 1 for him, and I think that's why they've targeted for him. They've kept him fresh for it. They missed the Melbourne sort of main spring campaign with him. He's currently $9 fixed odds each way. I think he's on the bit, so pinwheel for mine. Stable news, Lenny. How any stable news? You were in New Zealand
New
during
Zealand,
the week?
our Chinese Dragon colt. He did really well. He just didn't get our reserve, which we had 60,000 on him. He got past him for 55. It was
close.
We were close. It was a tough sale, although that NZB have reported that it was a really good sale. It didn't go as well as I would have thought. So a lot of people did it pretty tough. But looking forward with this colt, we're going to keep him, and he'll trial up next preparation, and then look to probably bring him to Melbourne. The reports have been pretty good. He's a nice horse.
Yeah, we're looking forward to keep us informed of where you're going to head with him. New Zealand, Melbourne, WA. Some of the owners are from WA, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I forgot to mention last week that Fruling came back to the stables. So he came out of the Werribee Hospital. He's now out spelling and just getting an easy time of it for the next 3 or 4 months, and which is great news for all the owners. We were really worried there for a while, but yeah, so it's exciting news. Obviously, we now need to be very patient with him and give him a good rest, but it'll be good to see him back on the track sometime, late autumn, sort of maybe winter actually. And we're off to the Gold Coast Magic Millions in early January, Lenny.
Here we are, Dave.
Yeah, to attend the yearling tales there, and we're going to try and find ourselves a nice filly and colt out of the sale, one of each, and set them up with some syndicates to race them in hopefully the spring of next year. So Lenny will help us pick one out. We're just going through the catalogues now.
Yep.
And as we mentioned before, we've got a special edition of On the Bit coming up on the 11th of January. It'll be on YouTube on Friday the 11th of January, and that'll be coming from the Magic Millions sales complex there with Lenny and myself, and maybe we might get a few special guests for that On the Bit. So value bets for the weekend, Lenny. Who's your value bets for the weekend?
We're going to the Valley.
Yep.
Race 4, Dave, Winter King.
Yep.
He's probably not great value. He's about the $3.40, $3.50 mark, I think. But I think he's a great bet. He was really good run first up. Goes great guns second up. He's been in the money 4 times from 7 goes. Meets Kilgrinder, 2 kilos better for having beaten that horse last start. He's drawn a good gate. Will race on the speed, rail back into true position. I think he's going to take a power beating.
Yeah, Steve Brown, good trainer. Money trainer, really. Value bets, Ascot Race 7, number 2, Academus. This is in the WA Guineas, which is a Group 2 event on that card. There's no hiding the fact that I'm a big fan of the Snowden camp. I just think he places his horses really well, especially when he tries to pick off these Group 2s, and he knows his horses aren't Group 1 level, so he just he pegs them back a bit like he did with Tatra last week, and probably ran a good race too. I think he's picked out a great race here in the WA Guineas for him. He missed the Group 2 Sandown Guineas with this horse last week, and as I said, won it with Tatra. This week he sent over Academa off a run from the Emirates Day in a 1400 metre listed race where he ran 4th. He carried 60 kilos top weight that day, and he was actually very strong to the line. Got beat a couple of lengths, but he was really badly weighted in that race. I didn't think he really had a chance on those weights. So he comes into this Group 2 over 1600 against 3-year-olds at level weights. He's a Lonro, so he's going to love the 1600. He gets barrier 7. McAvoy just having parked right behind the speed. And McAvoy's...
he's flying.
Yeah, he's flying. He's in outstanding form. His main dangers will all be back behind him. And I think they'll struggle to pick him up. I actually think he wins this quite comfortably. So I'm actually tipping that Luke's Luck, the favourite, is no superstar. So I'll take the $5 Academus, and he's on the bit, and just get on for mine. And in Moonee Valley, race 7, number 9, Aliana. She comes off a good third on Cup Day over 1700 metres. She sat behind the pace that day and drove to the line from about the 200 to 300 mark and missed by about a length. She's a Zabeel mare with only 5 starts, so I think she'll improve a lot, and she's still improving and learning how to race. She gets the blinkers on first time. Zabeel's with the blinkers on first time. it's a good combination. She'll posse just behind the leaders again. I think natural improvement. She'll just get plenty out of this on Saturday and be right in the finish. She's 6-1 each way at the moment in an open race. I think you might even get better each way on the day on Aliana. So on the bit specials for this weekend, Lenny. Who's your on the bit special?
Going to Brisbane.
You love Brisbane.
Brisbane, love Brisbane. Laid one and I'm back on one this time.
That's it.
Race 5, number 6, the White Hope.
Yeah, good horse this.
Very impressive, progressive young horse this, and won really, really well in a benchmark 70 at Doomben. He carried 58.
Yeah.
He goes up in class here. He drops 3.5 kilos, but I don't think it's much of a class rise like going through the form. He's drawn a good gate. It's a big field, but he'll go forward and he'll just win. Yeah. He'll lead and win. He's a pretty progressive horse.
He is a good horse. I've actually followed him. I do actually even know that horse, Lenny, and that's a good one. He's a nice type. On the bit special for mine, I just think Lucky Grey wins the Railway, to be honest. I just think he's a class horse in that race. I know the Eastern Raiders, maybe he's dangerous, but I just think at home, his home track, he just wins. I'm actually flying up to the Railway tomorrow, and I'm just going to have plenty on Lucky Grey. So I'm taking up wads, and I'm going to bring back wads, hopefully. Off the bit lay for the weekend, Lenny.
I think this is the biggest off the bit that I've nearly said in 10 weeks of filming.
Yep.
That's Travanator in the Winterbottom.
Yep.
I don't know how this horse is $4.80 second favourite.
Yep.
He's won 7 of 9, yes, and he's a progressive horse, but he's only been running in 0 to 74 plus races.
I agree, actually.
Over 1,000 to 1,100. There's going to be hot speed in this race. The only time he's run over 1,200 was as a 3-year-old and he got smashed.
Yeah.
For mine, he's running at weight for age 2 going to a Group 1. He should be getting 5 or 6 kilos off some of these horses like Pinwheel and Co that have won $1 million.
He's actually been avoiding Barraquee as well. I just think he causes a bit of trouble more than anything. He's a nuisance value, but I don't think he can win either.
Yeah, he's off a bit for me.
And off the bit for me, I found it a little bit hard this week labelling something. There's a few things that, iffy. But I'm actually going to say Luke's Luck is off the bit in the WA Guineas. I just don't think he's that good a horse. He's $3.20 favourite. He's absolutely no superstar. He'll actually go nearly back to last and give them all a start. And I just don't think he can do that. I think he's got to have a lot of luck on his side. I'd lay him. So I'm off the bit with Luke's Luck. So as I said, that's our last edition of On the Bit for this calendar year. Hope to see you all again next year, and hope you have a good Christmas and New Year's, and we'll see you on the Gold Coast.
Will do.
Good luck. See you later. Bye. Bye.